Hi everyone, this is the first movie for Excel Chapter 3, Pause and Practice 3. I'm on page E3, 196. We've been working with the Cass Lake and making a couple different charts. And just to kind of review, we usually do just the detail or the total, but never both on the same chart. The exception is going to be the chart that we do in this section. So this section we're going to do a little bit, I guess, fancier charts. We're going to do a pie chart, which is very invaluable. And pies are always a measure of a whole. You know, what percentage of a whole is this category, this person, this company? And then we're going to do a combo chart, which is the one I'm talking about, where you actually do include totals and you include details, but we have two y-axis, right? So there would be another set of numbers over here because the measure are usually a different scale. The bottom would be the same, but the measure on the sides, you're measuring two things that are not within the same scale, so you're trying to look at them in comparison over time usually. And then the last chart that we're going to look at is the sunburst chart, and we're going to use this revenue, and this is really laid out nicely. So you can see here Cass Lake, and then it's broken down by rentals, excursion, spa, boutique, rental, excursion, spa, boutique, rental, right? So for each of them, Cass, Baudette, Breezy, Walker, and then within each of them, month, 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 and then the values. So this is laid out really, really well to do a sunburst. And so a sunburst is a great way to, in a picture, to see many categories at different, a value at different levels, right? So you're going to see the month breakdown, then you're going to be able to compare rentals, excursions, and then you're going to be able to look at how much Baudette, because each of them are going to be a ring of the sunburst. And then one of the other charts that is mentioned here that we don't actually practice, and that is the waterfall chart, which is also a really kind of cool chart. It is used to display moving totals for positive and negative values. So in business, it's often used to display, you know, cash flow or income or that type of thing. So that is actually in your chapter. We just don't practice it in the pause and practice. And then the last thing we're going to do are work with spark lines, which are little charts within the actual worksheet, and so they're kind of cool. Yeah, they're there. So let's go up to Cass Lake. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to create a pie chart that tells us for total sales revenue. Total sales revenue. So that would be for these categories, A5 through A8, what is our total? So we're doing this and this, the total, which means I don't include any of the detail inside of it, because really every number in the detail is included in the total. So you'd be duplicating that dollar, if you will. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to start with room and cabin rental, because I don't need the category there. I need to go to a non-adjacent area, so I have to press that control key, click, hold, and drag, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 cells selected. We're going to go up to insert, and we know it's going to be a pie chart, so we're just going to go straight to pie. I'm going to bring that drop down. So my decision here is, do I want a 2D pie or a 3D pie? And we're going to do a 3D pie. So we're going to click on that. So it puts the pie in there, and it's tilted at an angle so it has an edge. And we want to move that, so we're going to do that same thing with it selected. Last button on the design tab is move chart. We're going to move it, and we're going to move it to pie chart. Cool. All right, so now, big. So So now it's on its own chart, and we can see it a lot better, right? So we're going to play with this and format it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to select that chart title just like we did before, triple click in it, and this time we're going to do a two rows within the chart title, so we are going to hit enter. So second and third quarters, enter, sources of revenue, but I don't hit enter here or I'll get a blank row. All right, so we want to select the first line of text. We don't want to do both, and we're going to make this 24 points. We want to make it bigger, and then we're going to select the second row and 18. We're going to click off of it, and there's our title. Second and third quarters, sources of revenue. Perfect. We're going to double click on the pie. So notice that the entire pie is selected, and I've got my Format Data Series taskbar opened. So if I had clicked again, you see it would be just the pie that I selected, right? So you want to make sure that you have all of your pies selected, right? So there's handles around all of the little joins. Okay, so I've got the entire pie selected, but I want to just work with this room and cabin rental. So I'm going to click again into the blue, and instead of having the data handles around all of it, I have it just around the blue. So I just am working with that pie. So we're going to do series option, which we're in. Series option right there. So click, remember, format, effects, series. So we're going to click on the series option. We're going to explode to 10%. So what we're doing is we're pulling that chart away and exploding it out of there. We're emphasizing it. All right, so I'm going to select the labels, I'm sorry, the legend at the bottom, home 14. Just going to make it bigger. Okay, so I'm going to do a save because I think that is pretty much done. All right, it's looking pretty good. Let's go back to Cass Lake. This one we're going to do that combo chart. I think I'm going to stop and do the combo chart on the next movie. All right, guys, thank you.